Welcome to my first episode of John Eats Keto. In this episode, I wanted to share one of my favorite pizza crusts with you using a chicken-based pizza crust. And this recipe comes from Maria Emmerich, and I use her chicken base as the foundation for my pizza. The ingredients for the chicken crust are 1 pound of ground chicken, 2 cups of grated Parmesan, and some salt. So I use just that as the recipe that she has posted, which I'll post in the link below so you guys can have that. But the toppings I used for myself, I did weigh out mine because I'm tracking my macros. And I'll share the macros with you later if you guys are interested in that. But the other ingredients that I used were I used bacon bits, I used pepperoni, I used shredded mozzarella, I used dry basil, I used garlic salt, and I used a little bit of almond flour because I didn't have enough grated Parmesan when I was recording this video. All right, let's check out the video.
It's time to make the pizza. Here's all my ingredients, my favorite bacon and pepperoni together. Now I'll try to unpack the chicken real quick, and then I measure out everything that I do so that I know what my macros are at the end. I'm going to calculate everything and then divide it by 8 to get my macros. So I just crumble up the ground chicken into a bowl. Unfortunately, my bowl was too small in this video. And then I measured out 2 cups, or what was actually just short of 2 cups of grated Parmesan and the almond flour. Now here, I'm just mixing in with the meat and the grated Parmesan and the almond flour all together. I did add a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to form a nice little ball. And once the cheese is all mixed together, it should form what feels like a flour kind of dough, but that's what it should look like. Here I'm using a pizza pan and 2 pieces of parchment paper. I just put the chicken dough on the parchment paper, and I placed the second piece over the top, and I smooth it out with my hands. And the parchment paper keeps the chicken dough from sticking to the pan as well as your hands. Otherwise, you'd be washing your hands all the time. I'm smoothing it out to about maybe 16 inches across. The total would be about 1/4 of an inch high. That way, when you're baking it, it will cook all the way through. When you're done, it should be this awesome round looking crust, just like a regular pizza should. Now I'm going to go ahead and place it in the oven at 425 degrees. And I'm going to leave it in there for 12 to 15 minutes. In this case, I left mine for 15. And with the magic of television, voila, the parchment paper will peel right off. You can't see it here, but I'm measuring out my sauce, and it's about 1/2 cup here, and I'm just going to pour it on. And after I pour it on, I'm just going to smooth it out with the back of a spoon and spread it evenly across the entire crust of the pizza. I like to add a little bit more flavor to my crust, so I'm going to add some garlic salt as well as some dried basil to the top of my crust. Now to finish off the top, you can eyeball this, but like I said, I'm measuring for macros. But there's about 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups of cheese. I eyeballed it until the measurements got close to what I wanted from the package. But again, you can just put as much or as little as you want. Same goes for the pepperoni. I just used what I had left, and I covered the entire pizza with pepperoni slices. Finally, I sprinkle pre-made bacon bits that are real bacon bits from Walmart, and I sprinkle it all over. And again, I am measuring. You can't see the scale below, but I was measuring. Put it back in the oven for 25 for another 5 to 7 minutes. In my case, I put it for 7. After taking it out of the oven, I let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I just take my pizza cutter and I slice it into 8 pieces, and that's where my macros will come from. I divided everything I put on the pizza by 8. Alright, moment of truth. I put Frank's on all my bacon and pepperoni pizzas. I like the extra kick. So drip, 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 drip. Now, here we go. I love me some pizza.
So like I said, this is one of my favorite pizza crusts. I actually have hashtagged myself the Fathead Pizza King or the Keto Pizza King because I love pizza. I always have loved pizza. The chicken crust is probably the easiest to make. It's just 3 ingredients and it forms a nice dough. The crust is kind of obviously meaty. It is firmer than Fathead dough, or there's another deep dish one that I've done before that I'll do for you in the future. If you're interested in the macros for this pizza, they will be down below. So you'll be able to find future recipes that I do of other people's on the internet at johneatsketo.com. You can follow me at johneatsketo NSATX on Instagram. I'd appreciate it if you left some comments. Tell me what you liked, didn't like about the video, as this is the first one. Give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. Thumbs down if you didn't. But please let me know what you did or did not like in the comments below. And I hope to give you a lot more in the future.